Well, I grow tired of your lecture and your bullshit, but here we are. Did they just stab themselves? Yes, they did. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh! That's a thing! Yep! Fantastic music! Watch out, watch out! Get this son of a... Ah! I'm gonna try to keep a straight face. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep a straight face, but... You know what gets me? As you can tell with my tone of voice, you know what gets me? I actually did, I was one of the rare few, and I might get some pitchforks, but it's okay. I mean, it's kind of, past the point, right? I think we're past that point. Oh, okay, I gotta keep a straight face. I gotta keep a straight face and not bust out laughing. Anyway, yeah, I did like the cinematic trailer. I found it charming, and I didn't find the characters, absolutely, blown away, but I actually enjoyed the cinematic for what they were trying to do. I even remember, to this day, when it first got revealed at the State of Play, I gave the cinematic an 8 out of 10, but the gameplay trailer, I was not impressed like everybody else. And that's what I was focused on. Because in terms of my verdict video, or just whenever I play a game, and if it's a beta, it was available for me for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, or I actually bought the game, I like to go on the merits of a video game by actually playing the video game. And then I can actually let you guys know, hey, this is what I really thought about it, and I tried not to filter it, or try to be, be nice about it, because A, YouTube is not paying me to sponsor this game, same as the developers, and B, I mean, I'm trying to, show you, hey, this is what to expect when you actually either A, you bought the game, or B, you didn't buy the game, and this is just to avoid buying the game. It's not that I'm trying to really just a developer who put 8 years. Oh my gosh. Anyway, who put 8 years, wasted so much resources, 8 years, and 200 plus. I'm going to say 200 plus million because even I don't know the exact number. Oh man, this is newsworthy. In terms of the video game community, this was newsworthy. And I'm gonna. Because I want to make this interesting, because I can't even log in, so I can't show you gameplay footage. Not that you guys won't care to see it, so... That's funny. Because, in terms of, let's just go on timeline. I mean, this game was dead on arrival. Absolutely. I mean, call the Mortician. Call the Mortician. Here's my joke. Bad joke. Here's my bad dad joke. Call the Mortician, because this game was dead on arrival. It was a poor and pretty much horrible joke, but I had to. And I'm not technically streaming today. I already have games in mind to stream. I just wanted to talk about Concord because, let's face it, just to name a few YouTubers, or I guess streamers that you already know, like Osmongo TV, I know I butchered his name, Luke Stevens, and even Dreamcast Guy. There's still people coming. The people who are big time in terms of YouTube, or even just small fish like me in a sense. We're talking about it. We're talking about Concord because we might as well acknowledge it. But before I get to the punching bag or the punchline of this this joke, okay, so I'll talk about the red flags in terms of Concord. I mean, what actually drew people, or what immediately kind of got people not to play this game and not to check it out, and just like they were, yeah, I'm done. It wasn't just a discount Guardians of the Galaxy for the cinematic. I thought the cinematic was pretty great. I don't think the characters were iconic, I can tell you that, but I enjoyed it. Like, it was an 8 out of 10. But yeah, the gameplay is just something we've seen before. That was the problem. It was a hero shooter that it was coming like, hey, we've been there, done that since Overwatch in 2016 when it was a trend, and it made sense because live service games were just not like prevalent, and they were just not like all the time. Like, it was so new and fresh back in the day. But now we've been there, done that. We're kind of sick of the hero shooter and live service games. We actually want PlayStation to go back to what made them successful in the first place: single player adventures, and still indie games. And the games are going strong, but we want them to bring back the single player adventures. Let's face it. But I'll get to that at a later point. So here's the red flag. Yeah, that was the red flag for this first state of play. People absolutely just kind of stabbed Concord from the beginning. They did not let up. And gamers that I've noticed in the comments, they had no filter. They called it a trash game. They called it a woke game. They called it the pronoun game. The list of memes about Concord are just, oh man. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to do a straight face, but I'll try my best. And so yeah, the first state of play, Concord right out the door didn't do well when it first got announced. I'm not gonna even acknowledge that when it was first announced, because it was awful. We knew it was coming. We just didn't know what it was about. It had one chance when it was first revealed in their state of play. They had one chance not to like shoot themselves in the foot, and they did. They immediately did. People just, they did not like it at all. And I read the comics. Too many of them. It was bad. It was like brutal. Like, it was brutal. Like, it was like they pushed Concord out in the state of play, and Concord did its best to do some kind of like do-si-do or some really like some good headliner, and they end up pissing themselves. It's not that. So because of that, I was like, all right. I was like, hey, maybe they'll turn it around. Because I like to give games a bit of a doubt. Maybe a game will turn it around. But if it looked like it was dead on arrival, oh yes, I'll absolutely call it out. Or I won't even acknowledge it. Because it'll be out. It'll be go over my mind. It'll be done. It'll be like, alright, well, I saw it. I wasn't impressed. Move on. And Concord, I didn't even think about it too. But I knew what I liked about it. And so when the beta came out, I was like, alright, well, people just did not like it. It was horrible, so I'll check that out. That was the other red flag. When I actually played the game, and I actually gave you guys my first impressions, I know I actually got thumbs down. You guys probably won't see it because YouTube removed that feature. Don't know why. But I saw 2 thumbs down, and I saw 2 likes for Concord. So I don't know if the 2 people who gave it a thumbs down for Concord were like thumbs down that they didn't like my video, or thumbs down that they just didn't like the game. Which, that kind of actually helps it to fail. If you give it 2 thumbs down for the video, that means the game was terrible. Or maybe they just disagree with me. Maybe they just disagree like, no, this game was fun. So that was the second red flag. And it was just the fact that I didn't care about, and I'm going to be one of those people, like, I didn't care about how many people were playing at the time. I didn't care if it was a low number or a high number. I just didn't care. I just wanted to play the game, kind of give my opinion, and I give it a 4. Or remember my first impressions video for Concord? If you were a subscriber or new viewer, or I guess a new subscriber at the time, remember when I gave that score for Concord? Because I was one of the people who actually played it, not at the, I don't know if it was the first beta or second beta. I think I played both. I gave it a fair chance, and I gave it a 4 or 5. I think it was a 4 or 5, and that was pretty legit. I had fun with it, but I know what I didn't like about it. See these characters? Discount Guardians of the Galaxy. Was there anybody memorable? Absolutely not. I didn't care about the pronoun thing. I did not care about the pronoun thing. That wasn't even like a thing that I was like, oh my gosh, they had too many pronouns. That was horrible. No, I absolutely did not care about that. Maybe some people cared about it who actually played the beta. I didn't care. That wasn't like something that would like just make me immediately not play the game. No, you know what actually did not sell me about this game, and actually didn't make me glad I didn't spend $40 or however the Ultimate Edition. Oh man, you know what actually did not sell me? It wasn't fun. It was fun to play, but the overall product, it was simple. It was simple math. It was just not fun. The quality that they were trying to give us and trying to push down our throats to actually force us to like the game, no, it didn't sell me. It just wasn't fun overall. It didn't feel like you were being rewarded. It really didn't feel like your time was being valued in Concord. For the people who actually played the beta, I was like, yeah, I'm not sold. And it really showed in the PlayStation Store. It showed in the Steam count with the low player count. It showed that only a few people who actually bought the PlayStation and the PC copy for $40, or they paid more for the Ultimate Edition, which is insane, but here we are. It's just that the fact that every time I played it, yes, the abilities of the characters were fun, and actually shooting mechanics was fun, but man, there was just it wasn't like fun. It just didn't get you like, hey, I have to play this every single time. No, it didn't help with the 1 to 2 minute of actually space travel, but no actually bloody cutscenes. No, it was just, it was there, and it just kind of kept me bored the entire time. You know, I was just thinking about other games when I was playing a video game. That's why it was bad. They were really trying to sell us on the live service game that just was not fun to play. I was bored to tears for my 5 hours I played Concord. This is the beta, so I might as well talk about it, because I don't want to show you the gameplay footage, because I showed you enough videos. So that was the other red flag. I just wasn't having fun, and I think I can speak for everybody who didn't like it. No, it just wasn't great. The overall quality just felt soulless, just like its characters. I'm sorry to say that something that mean, but it was. The characters were just not interesting. So, along with the game that just wasn't fun to play, I mean, it was fun to play, but it just didn't, like, keep you going to play it. And along with the characters who were just uninteresting, I didn't even care about the pronouns. That wasn't something that, like, discredited me or just made me go, ugh. No, it just was uninteresting characters that you were trying to sell us and think they were going to be some, like, box art. Or just going to be so popular, like Jin Sakai or Aloy. You thought these characters were going to be up there. You thought they were going to surpass Tracer from Overwatch. You thought this was going to be the next Overwatch. You're out of your mind, PlayStation. You're out of your mind. Oh, man. So, yeah, not only was the beta horrible, too, people just didn't talk about it. I noticed that. After they played it, people just went into comments, Reddit, everything they could get into social media, and say, don't play the game, or just about the pronouns, or uninteresting, yeah, man, I'm tongue-tied, or uninteresting characters that just really didn't have any justification for a spin-off game. Yeah, Concord was dead on the water, even if in its beta, because nobody was playing its beta, so that was a second red flag. You know what another third red flag was? I'll tell you, because I actually watched the trailer. I actually did. It was the Concord beta reaction trailer. Remember that? On August 16th, I'm looking at it. I wonder if the comments are... Let me see if the comments are turned off. I actually... Nope, it's still there. And all the comments had a general consensus. They were so desperate. And you could tell, PlayStation was that desperate that they were really trying to sell us with positive reaction. These were YouTube streamers we'd never heard of before. People that we actually, you know, the people who were the people who actually we like, let's just say Maximilian Dude, or as an example, or Tyrone Magnus, or Jerry Johns, just to list a few YouTube streamers who are popular to you. You know why they didn't show clips of those guys? Because they would absolutely obliterate the game. They would have gone up. They absolutely would have trash talked that game badly. It would have been brutal. You know why they didn't show that in their official PlayStation channel for Concord? Because they really thought we were going to buy the game, because people actually did buy the game. That's what got me. But they were really trying to sell the game. Like, that it was actually good. But for the people who actually played the game, like myself, I could see it. I was like, you guys are so desperate. You're trying to show people who actually you paid. You could tell that either they were paid or people who were real advocates of the game. But you could tell that it was slimy because PlayStation actually paid the people that clearly didn't stream this game long, or probably streamed like maybe 30 minutes. I guarantee you, they streamed 30 minutes. Probably 30 minutes or less than 30 minutes to play this game. Or even if people actually play more than 30 minutes for the game, like myself, their real impressions, if they, have the gall, really, if they have the balls to show what the real gameplay footage was, people were not impressed. That was the general consensus. And yeah, you want to really know how people really felt? Read the comments of the Concord beta reaction trailer. Yeah, just go ahead and read it. Like right now, go ahead and read it and see how many people actually like it. Oh yes, compared to the video, whoever was responsible for the marketing for that trailer, oh man, that was the third red flag. They were so desperate. They were so desperate to sell this game that they used, I wouldn't say, they didn't use fake footage. They used legit footage trying to sell us that the game was great, but it was not great. Because for the people who played the beta, or who actually played it on the PC or PS5 beta-wise, or who pre-ordered it, they were just disappointed. Everybody was just like, you're kidding, right? So desperation, third red flag. And you know what actually got me too? Me and my friend, we were just texting each other like normal, and we were talking about Concord too. And I played it before, so I gave him kind of like I gave him all the deep dive, like, hey, this is pretty bad. Yeah, you were right to stay away from it, because he was one of the rare few people who just absolutely hated the game, and he didn't even want to waste time. And and I completely understand. But me, just being me, I decided to give it a fair chance. And when I saw that it was like horrible, when I actually played it, I gave him a heads up, and he wasn't surprised. So yeah, and I'll read what we were talking about, because I think it's pretty relevant. And it's funny because they just launched in August 23rd. All right, how many minutes have I done? Because, all right, 17 minutes? No, we're gonna go all the details, because there were already red flags. So this was the day after they launched their game on August 23rd. So that's what gets me. All right. So basically, he's just talking about. We were talking about the Gamescom and State of Play, Nintendo Direct, but that's besides the point. So he was talking about half of the games that they show tend to be slop that I don't care about. Case in point, Concord. Yeah, he's talking about how Gamescom and the recent State of Play and video game trailers for most of these video game conventions have been kind of steadily declining in quality compared to when we were growing up. And that's completely fair. I think he's on point. Because you can tell that the games are pushing live service so much. I would say Nintendo is kind of one of the pioneers, or the OGs, who are still sticking with just being a video game solely. Everything else is extra, like story and so on. But Xbox and PlayStation are trying to chase a trend so much that they're sacrificing the games that made them successful in the first place. Which that's what drives that. That's crazy to me. I'm pretty much an old school gamer, so that just kind of throws me in a I'm like, what? What? I was like, that was Overwatch. You're not Overwatch. Stop trying. Wait, that's besides the point. So I was like, yeah, I hear you. I'm sure you heard how Concord is doing, eh? And his response was, it has fewer players at its peak than Lord of the Rings Golem. And I was like, that was a good burn. And I did a Heath Ledger, why am I not so surprised? And then, of course, I bring up a point which he absolutely was thinking already too. You think it's true that video game development costs 200 million plus, or 200 plus million to make Concord? Or what I was trying to say, that you think it's true that video game development cost 200 million plus to make Concord? And he brought up a good point that every other video already talked about already before Concord relaunched. Given the fact that it's been developing for 8 years, I 100% believe that. And my response was, what a huge waste of resources and time. That was on August 24th. If we posted that in Reddit, or if we basically talked about that in some like co-op stream, yeah, Concord developers would. I mean, Concord developer, you already heard the news, and if you were already keeping up with social media, or just any other YouTube videos, whatever social media that you watch, anything about Concord. Yeah, didn't we already hear about Concord developers saying that they hated their gamer? I'm gonna paraphrase. But it was kind of factual that Concord developer were mad at us that we didn't like the game. Whoever pre-ordered the game, that we didn't like the game. Or if we did pre-order the game. And they thought, and they tried to justify that, hey, even though you guys don't like it, you guys are something. I can't remember what that post said, but I know plenty of YouTubes just dissected that post. It didn't give a good look for Concord. It didn't give a good look. It didn't. And we all knew that. But people already were we're done. It was already dead on arrival, and there's nothing they could have done. So, that brings up the point of what I'm talking about, because you know who brought up Concord being offline? My friend did. And we talked about this August 24th, one day after they just launched. So it was already not a good look, and that's what got me. So, the last red flag, and of course, it's going to be a nail in the coffin. That's a fact. So, Luke Stevens already read this on his channel, and that's completely understandable because, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and read it too because I find that fascinating. And, man, so I'm going to bring up another good point because, wow, Sony, that's just 200 plus million down the drain. You just, flush that money. You essentially flush that money down the toilet, and you never look back. That's impressive. Oh, man. Anyway, September 3rd is today. An important update on Concord. This is by Ryan Ellis, game director of Firewalk Studio. Oh, wow, he made this game as I'm looking at the screen. Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 and PC. And want to thank everyone who has joined the journey about the North Star. Dude, no, Ryan Ellis, you did not listen to us. You did listen to the feedback. I already gave my feedback of what the game could improve. But no, you guys shot yourself in the foot. No, you didn't listen to anything. I don't know if it was you who did the Concord beta reaction trailer. That was a horrible move. It was already dead on arrival. I probably would have delayed the game. I probably would have delayed the game and fixed the characters. That was part of the problem. The characters they were discount Guardians of the Galaxy. Someone had to be in that board meeting. So this took 8 years. So someone during that time had to tell you, this is not going to sell well. Can we just redo this or can the project and do something else? Someone had to bring that up. There's just no way everyone was just twiddling their thumb or just kind of go into their cubicle or whatever they are. But there's no way that no one didn't go through this and didn't talk about this. Someone had to bring this up, right? I can't be the only one thinking that they didn't bring this up. But, well, anyway, bringing on. Your support and the passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. No, it didn't. You just didn't make the money you wanted, so you decided to go offline, but we'll get to that. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, what players? You mean the modern audience, or who you thought it resonated with, or the people who you wanted to resonate with, it didn't resonate? We also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Yeah, because you're at 30 players and probably still declining. Therefore, at this time, we decided to take the game offline beginning September 6, 2024. Explore option. Include those that will better reach our players. You mean the players like us? Like, or, I'm sorry, the gamers. Gamers everywhere. You're talking about globally. So you want it to work for everybody. And I mean everybody. But it didn't. So you're backpedaling and you're kind of like, and you're not calling it as it is. You're not canceling the project. You're saying offline, but that means you're not going to continue this. Just like Suicide Squad. Once this season ends, you're closing up ship. Or I think that's no. You're closing up shop, and you know you are. Well, anyway. Sorry, I find this fascinating, and I kind of have to talk about it. So here we go. So while we determine the best path ahead, considering that your sci-fi game with space travel, I guess you don't have the best path ahead. I guess you're gonna just float in space. Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who purchase the game for PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game for PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. Whoever actually pre-order Concord, you can definitely, you don't have to leave a comment. That is basically your privacy, and we all respect that, and that's completely understandable. But, to be fair, we don't have to know in my channel too. I guarantee whoever was on the launch or whoever watched the other YouTuber streamers, absolutely, they probably admitted that they actually refunded it. Hey, more power to you if you actually enjoyed the game, and I'm sorry you had to get a refund back to your game, but if you ask anybody's opinion, yeah, well, anyway, we'll get to it. Customers who purchase from other digital storefronts will also be refunded. More information about the refunds from Steam and Epic can be found below. Steam Store. Steam Store will refund players who bought the game over the coming days. Steam will send confirmation of the refund once it's been processed. So, yeah. Epic Game Store. Epic Game Store will refund players who bought the game over the coming days and will contact each customer directly to confirm the refund has been processed. Gosh, all those hotlines, but we'll get to that too. Other retailer refunds, and we'll count GameSpot. For customers who purchase a physical copy at retailer location now, PlayStation directly, please refer to the refund process of the retailer you purchase it from to obtain your refund. Once refunded, players will no longer have access to the game. We'll keep you updated, and thank you again to all your free runners who join us in the Concord Galaxy. And this is in quotation, with the star asterisk, refunds for PlayStation Store and PlayStation Direct purchases may take 30 to 60 days to appear on your bank statement. If your original payment source was unavailable, the purchase amount will be refunded to your PSN wallet. That is crazy. Voss's line from Far Cry 3 is very relevant. It's very, did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Insanity is doing the exact same effing S, yeah, I'm censoring myself, expecting S to change. Fill in the blanks. But you know what, Voss, that just sums it up. And this was definitely after, I don't know if Concord was promoted. I think Jim Ryan was still around. And I know a lot of people were blaming Jim Ryan for bringing this calamity on us. Well, not calamity, but bringing this game to us. Oh, gosh. It's kind of solid a wound that lasted its 30 to 60 days to appear on your bank statement. So the game was so bad, and now you just have that reminding salt, or that salty reminder, as whatever the expression is, that it takes 30 to 60 days to disappear on your bank statement. And if you pre-ordered a game and then it's just salty, especially if you were a kid and you spent your hard-earned money for $40 for a game that should be free to play, and your friends are like, "Hey, don't do this. Just play Apex Legends," and so on. And yeah, and then you're just one of the rare few that the game actually did get trashed, and you try to defend it as much as you can. But then you found out the developers kind of like closed shop and gave the money back to you anyway. So yeah, oh man, oh man, oh man. So that was the last red flag. So the game is offline. So basically, my friend was saying like, looks like Concord is getting shuttered, and I was like, I completely agreed. So I asked him what he thought, and he's saying like, well, I'm hoping it's a sign that AAA will start listening to what customers want. More likely, it's just them knowing when to cut their losses. And I said, we all do, but money talks sadly. And he said, I know, it's just that it seems AAA has been trying its best not to listen when money talks. And that is completely true. I mean, I hope. Now, I know for some videos, they think, and some of the comments I've seen for the other videos that when they were talking about this too, and I know I've been talking about this about 30 minutes, and that's completely okay because it's not going to be, my video is not going to be the last talking about Concord. It certainly wasn't the first, but it's not going to be the last. People are going to just completely talk about this like non-stop. It's the marketing. Oh gosh, the marketing for Concord, the people who invested time, 8 years, and the money that just got flushed down the toilet just to make Concord, they're probably looking at all our videos, not my video. I'm small fry, so whatever I'm saying, it's been said by other videos too, who has more subscribers than I do, and that's completely okay. I mean, it's a general consensus. It's bad because I feel like I'm just kind of like following after everybody who already said their piece already. I'm just kind of like saying the same thing like everybody else said, but really the overall message to PlayStation, don't try to there is no way that they can bring this game back. They can, but the damage has already been done. It's been already done. There's nothing more they can do. If they brought the game back, let's just say they listened to player feedback by basically shutting up and actually try to give us what they wanted to give us. The game could turn around. They could. They absolutely could. They could like fix the character design. In other words, give us better characters. They can make the gameplay more fun. They can give us like a risk and reward or better modes. They can give us a lot of things. Or, you know, maybe make the game free to play, but the damage is already done. I think it's dead too. I know some people were saying that it's dead on arrival from very specific videos, very vocal videos, that it's dead. The game is dead. And I'm sorry to say too, I think the game is dead. What a waste of 8 years. That's what got me. And it sucks. Because if the developers were proud of this, more power to them. But if they were not proud of this, that's sad. Because they just wasted 8 years. I'm not even worried about the money. I'm worried about the time. The time that it took them 8 years to make this. They thought this was good. PlayStation thought this was good when it was first presented to them. And they wanted to make all their money on it. Like Suicide Squad. And I'm not the first person to say this too. PlayStation really should not just bank all their money and make huge investments in live service games. Because this is the result. They have to know in the back of their minds, like, you know what, if this game flops? What if this game absolutely sucks and keeps sucking, and then we have to cancel it? Because this is not the only game. I mean, this is just another lesson. I mean, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Did we forget about that? I mean, they're just basically giving up. Developers have been fired from Rocksteady. Rocksteady, you know, the people who did Batman Arkham series. Those people, some developers, actually got fired. That's a scary thought. I never thought that the people who made the Batman Arkham series, you know, the Batman Arkham series, that good. That was a solid trilogy. And the developers got fired. here we are. Why? Because PlayStation is trying to chase a trend that doesn't make sense anymore. They are not giving their consumers what they want. And what we want is single player adventures that make up a bulk of your companies. We want creativity. We want creativity. We want you to be innovative. We want you to actually have fun games like Doom. There's a reason why on the Xbox showcase that was what it was received better, because there actually was games. Xbox can end up well, yeah, Xbox sadly doesn't know what they're doing now after the Xbox 360 days. But all you need to do, PlayStation, is stop doing live service game, or if you're gonna do it, since now you've banked your, well, I guess you're not really listening to us because you're doing fair games. And I give that an 8 out of 10 too, because we haven't actually seen any gameplay, but it could be fun. But this seems like it's going to be another lesson not learned, because you already pushed out live service games, and it's getting to a point that PlayStation is in hot water because that's all they have bought all their investment, live service games, and that's kind of let us know, like, hey guys, you shouldn't bank all your money on live service games anymore because it's not paying off. In fact, they're losing more money that they're investing in. All the money that they're investing in these big projects like Concord, they end up having to give their money back to the people that they're trying to scam. So, in a sense, they scam themselves when you really think about it. Sorry, it's hilarious to me. I want them to learn their lessons, but they're not. And if they try to they try to revive this. If they try to bring Concord back, if they do, there's nothing. It's already dead in the water. There's nothing more that if you keep the same characters and just tweak a little things, there's nothing you do. I mean, you can pretty much bring the $40 back, but you already pissed off a lot of people already that they're just not going to even give you a chance. The damage has already been done since when you first revealed it. And when you gave us, like, hey, this will be $40, we're just like, but there's too many free-to-play live service games. Why do we have to pay you? Oh, because we're the latest trend. We're going to be Overwatch. Well, you could possibly do, but $40 is a steep price. Remember when Overwatch, the Legendary Edition, or Overwatch 1 was $60? But, you know, it actually delivered, and it was actually a fun game. Repetitive gameplay, yes, but it had iconic characters, fun, fast gameplay, fantastic music, I think so. Level designs that were not bland. Concord was the exact opposite of that. How can you make a game that you're trying to be better than Overwatch, but you're worse than Overwatch? That's what gets me. And you want to know another kind of, not really another red flag, you want to know another kind of like sad thing? I checked for Concord. I actually checked for the Play Store. It wasn't coming up right away. But when I checked for Concord after I downloaded the beta just so I could do this video, there's no price. The price that it was $39.99, it's not even there. You know what it has? Wishlist and follow. Go ahead, check out Concord on the PlayStation side and see if there's a price, because I couldn't find a price. That price is gone. They were serious about it, so it's offline. So not only did you offline the game that you were really trying to sell and thought people were going to buy it for $40, because they did. That's what got me. People actually did buy this, so that's what's sad about it. It's funny, but it's sad for the people who actually did buy this, because they really thought it was going to be a solid game. They really thought it was. But the sad thing is, it wasn't. And PlayStation really thought we were idiots to actually buy this. They really thought we were going to spend like Ultimate Edition, because people actually did do this. I'm not calling them dumb. No, absolutely not. But it was kind of slimy, and PlayStation knows it's slimy, and they are going to just continue to do this. So, the overall message is PlayStation going to learn? Are they going to stop doing live service games? Are they going to minimize live service games? Absolutely not. Just because of Overwatch. Overwatch was such a double-edged sword. It heightened and it made live service games so popular and made them a lot of money. But now everything has to do with live service games, even the single player games, and that's not the whole point of Overwatch. The whole point of Overwatch was just make a fun game. And now, just because it made live service games popular, now everything has to be live service game. But nope. What really needs to happen, and this applies to Xbox too, go back to what made you popular. Go back to your single player experience. It's okay to add multiplayer to your games, but as long as it's fun and doesn't feel like you have to buy the multiplayer to just have fun. No, the whole point of PlayStation and Xbox, why you guys were popular, because you had cinematic popular games. Stick with the games that you have existing franchises. I don't have a problem with the woke culture. No, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the pronouns. What I have a problem is if a game's not being fun. And I can tell you, Concord was not being fun. That's the fundamental message of video games. Be fun. You are a video game. You're not a political agenda. You're not trying to basically be about, hey, I'm woke. Hey, I'm this. Hey, I'm that. No, it's a video game at the end of the day. You know what your video games should be about? Just being fun. It's as simple as math. It's as fundamental as you can. If I had to tell the next person, like, hey, why do people play video games? To have fun, to escape from reality, and the list goes on. But really, the fundamental thing is the game is supposed to be fun. There's a reason why PlayStation 5, but really the PlayStation 4, was leading in terms of the competitors. Nintendo was doing their own thing, so they can completely get away with doing anything weird, and that's completely okay. But why PlayStation was leading at the time? And I'm not like am I a PlayStation fanboy? Yeah, I guess I kind of am in a sense. But why PlayStation was leading is because it was focused on games, giving us not just a cinematic experience, just pretty much being fun. There's a reason why Uncharted is beloved by a lot of people, because it was freaking fun. That's it. Everything else was extra. But Uncharted was fun. The first Last of Us was fun. That's the whole point of video games. And if the consumer and the developers are no saints. But it sucks that they had to put 8 years in this. But if the developers are hating the consumer that they are supposed to be serving, that's the whole point of you being a video game developer. To pretty much not serve us, but to kind of like provide entertainment to the consumer. Gamers like me! That's the whole point. You're trying to provide a service, entertainment. That is literally your industry. But if you end up like saying like, I kind of hate gamers, like that one post, then yeah, your game is going to be a massive flop and it's just going to waste your investment. And the business owner, it's just going to be a waste of time and waste of resources. Like I say in my friend in that text message, it's a waste of time and resources. But that's the problem. People are going to lose jobs. Just like what some videos say, yeah, absolutely. You can't lose 200 plus million and expect to keep your job. It sucks too, because they have, like, if we're being real, Firewalk had, like, friends and families, or people they were taking care of. They probably just, or even if they didn't have family, they had people they were taking care of. And now it's all squandered. I mean, if they get another job, let's just say if they get another job, they're going to have Firewalk in their resume. And that's going to be the crazy thing. They're going to have Firewalk in their resume, and they're going to have to explain what they did in Firewalk. And it will limit their opportunities. I'm not saying they won't get work, but just it's 8 years that they wasted, and that Sony literally was pushing them. They didn't. Here we are. So that's the overall message. I had to talk about it. There's just no way I was not going to talk about this news. I mean, it's newsworthy. Oh man. So, alright. End of the day, am I doing streaming today? No, but I'll have some material ready for you tomorrow. And I won't announce the games I'll be doing because I want to keep that kind of like tight-lipped and all that. But hey, what do you think about Concord going offline? It's bad, isn't it? Oh yeah, this is a PR's nightmare in terms of video game industry. This is a PR's nightmare. If I was part of that team, this would be horrible. 8 years wasted, 200 million plus money wasted. Oh gosh, that just went down the toilet. In terms of this is a PR's nightmare. You don't want your game to be in this position, but it is. Well, you can definitely leave that like, comment, or subscribe. Is anybody else surprised that Concord has gone offline and they're refunding everybody for their player count? That'd be funny if basically I got 30 likes, like Luke Stevens said, if I got 30 likes more than their player count. Oh, that's such a burn. Well, anyway, have a good one, everybody.